Are you ready to master one of the most essential skills in electrical engineering? In this video, we are diving into one of the fascinating word, three-way switch wiring. Whether you are a beginner or looking to sharpen your skills, stay tuned. We are breaking down every step to make this complex task simple and achievable. Hey everyone, welcome to Tech Care Engineering. My name is Engineer Vincent, and if you click on this video, you must know that you are the one of the luckiest person in the world right now, because by the end of this video, you are going to know how to wire three-way switch. Now, let's dive into the essential tools and materials you are going to need for this three-way switch wiring project, or any three-way wiring switch you want to wire. The tools and materials you will need. First, you will need a screwdrivers, and the second, you will need plier, and you have to make sure that you have your electrical tester or multimeter. But I'm going to use this tester to check that, to make sure that the electrical box or the main switch is turned off before you start your any electrical work. And you will need cutter. And the materials you are going to need. You have to make sure that you have this three-way switch. It's one gun, two-way switch. So you have to make sure that you have this three-way switch. Two, you have to make sure that you have lamp holder. You have to make sure you have this circular box, because you are going to use this circular box for the three-way switch. This one for your holders, you are going to pass the cable through this, and you have to make sure that you have 3x3 pattern box, either the plastic one or the metal one. 3x3 pattern box. And you are going to need electrical cables. You are going to need electrical cables. I don't know your area or your system or your electrical company, the rules and regulations governed by the cables you have to use for your switch or your wiring. But as for Ghana, we use 1.5 cable for every electrical switch. We use 1.5 cable for every electrical switch. So you are going to use, you have to make sure that your area, you use the smaller cable for your electrical switch. But I don't know. But as for Ghana, we use 1.5 cable for our electrical switch. There are different colors of 1.5 cable. You are going to use all the colors of electrical cables in Ghana for this switch. One of the tools or one of the materials you will need is electrical tape, electrical insulated tape. If you are going to do your wiring as a conduit or a surface, as a conduit, you need PVC insulated pipe, or sometimes some people use trunking box, but I'm going to use this PVC insulated pipe to pass the cable for the protection, for the safety of the cables. And you will need sharp screws. You will need sharp screws. This is the type of screws I'm going to use. This is the type of the screws I'm going to use for this. I'm going to use this screw to mount my 3x3 boxes. So if you are going to do the surface wire, you need sharp screwdrivers. If you are going to do the conduit wire, you will not need the sharp screws. You have to maintain safety. Now before you move on to the project, you have to make sure that you smash the subscribe button and like this video. Now let's get started. First, you have to mount your 3x3 buttress box. So if you are going to use the 3x3 metal box, you chisel your wall to put the 3x3 buttress box inside. But if you are going to do the surface wiring, you mount your 3x3 buttress box on wherever you are going to need your switches. And there are certain places you can use this 3-way switch. One of the places you can use this 3-way switch is your step skills and your big horse. You can use this switch wiring for your garage to control your garage lights. And at the same time, you can use this 3-way switch in your bedroom. One will be in front of your gate, and one will be where you put your bed. So always you have to make sure that if you are going to use this one, there are some of the place, and you can use this one on your corridor. If you have two gates, you can place other one, the first gate, and you can place another one on the end of another gate. So let's move on. So first, I'm going to mount my 3x3 box.
I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met. I guess my mama was right. But it's not 'cause everybody you meet is dangerous, but 'cause they'll break your heart. 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules, and I'm a loser for thinking I've got.
I am using star screwdriver.
'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. I've got an internet crush.
You have to make sure that if you are doing the surface, you have to make sure that everything is in line. Right now it's not in line, so I'm moving it to make it in line. This is where you need your tape measure. If you have one, you use the tape measure. Now we are done with the mounting of 3x3 buttress box. We are done with the mounting of 3x3 buttress box. So now we are moving on to the circular box, where we are going to put our lamp holder or our bulb.
She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up.
You have to make sure that your circular box or your bulb will be the middle of where you want your light to be.
I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but.
So now we are mounting our circular box for the holder.
She's taken, so can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met.
Now we are done.
Right. But it's not 'cause everybody you meet is dangerous.
If you like, you can use bend to bend the pipes and put your pipe one here and put your another pipe here, and all at the same time you bend it and you put another one here. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to bring another circular box here, and I'm going to bring another circular box here.
What am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. Still can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. I've got an internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. But if we met somewhere else, would things be different? Or am I wasting my time? Overanalyzing everything that I never said. Why can't I make up my mind? 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules, and I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. Still can't help.
Now we are done with the mounting of 3x3 box and the mounting of the circular box. This middle is where we are going to put our lamp holder. So it's time for us to pass the cable. In electricals, every wiring or every system you decided to do, you have to make sure that you start with your neutral first. So we are going to start with the neutral. We are going to start with the neutral for lamp holder. Now we got the neutral for the lamp holder. Now it's time for the switch. It's time for the connection of the switch wire for the lamp holder. But there is something you have to bear in mind. In three-way switch wiring, you cannot bring the switch wire to both of the switches. You take one switch for one of the switch, one switch cable for one of the switch, and you will bring the live for one of the switch. That's how we're supposed to do it. And there is the setting cable. There is two cables you have to bring to the switch before you can power the holder, or before this system, the project can work. So now we have to bring our switch wire for the holder. You can decide to give your switch wire to the first switch or to the second switch. It depends on you. So I'm going to give the switch wire to my first switch, to the holder. Now we have the neutral and the switch wire for the holder. So what's left for us to do is left for the live and the stripers wire. The two wires we are going to bring is called the stripers wires. The two stripers wires is stripers wire. So we are going to bring the stripers wire for these two switches. As for your stripers wires, you have to use two different types of the 1.5 cable, or two different types governed by your country. The type of cable you have to use for your wiring, for your switch wiring. So I'm going to use this 1.5 blue and black for the strapless wire. One will be L1 and one will be L2. So I'm going to use the black for the L1 and I'm going to use the blue for the L2 for the 1 GaN 2-way switch. Now we are done with the strapless wires, the blue and the black that we are going to use for the strapless, the switch. So what's left for us to do? What's left is the life. It's let us to bring the life for the switch, one of the last switch. Here we use in Ghana, we use 1.5 plan for the life connection. You have to make sure that you use the color coding, the color of the cable. You have to use for your 1.5 life, or the type of cable you have to use for your life connection for the switch. So I'm bringing my 1.5 switch for life. So this one is going straight to the mains. Well, I'm going to pick the life from the main switch. So now we are done with the connection. Every connection we have to do for the switch. Now we are done with every connection we have to do for the lamp holder, and every connection we have to do for the switch, for the two switches. So what's left for us? What's left is the main switch. If you have your main switch here, we are going to place the main switch here, but we are not going to use the main. We are going to use the circuit breaker for our main switch. But as for you, we have your full wiring, you have your full house, and you are wiring for your 3-way switch. So you have to make sure that you get your main switch. I'm going to use those two circuit breaker. One will be the life and one will be the neutral. So let's mount our circuit breaker. Now we are done with the mounting of the circuit breaker. So that means this one is serve as the main switch. So we are going to bring one life. We are going to bring the life here, and then we are going to bring the neutral here. So let's move on. Please make sure that you smash the subscribe button and you like this video, because we are going to move on to the fixing of the holders, the fixing of the holder, and the fixing of the switch, and at the same time the fixing of the main switch or the circuit breaker to get the power for our circuit. Whenever you are fixing your switch, there are certain things you have to bear in mind. When it's L, you are going to put your switch wire or your life for this connection. Whenever you are wiring your 3-way switch, you put your switch wire where the indication say that it's L, and you put your live when the indication say that it's L in each one of the switch. And when there is L1, you put your strappers wire, one of the strappers wire. I said that we are going to put the blue 1.5 cable to L1, and we are going to put the black 5 cable to L2. So you have to make sure that you make everything you do accurate to get the appropriate connection. The first one, this one is the what? Is the switch wire. Always you have to make sure that you use the red for your switch wire. So let's start with the switch wire. I said that the switch wire will go to L. That means that one is the L in your connection of the switch. The indication L. The blue, the strip wires. We are going to, I said we are going to use what? The blue for L1, and we are going to use the black for L2. So if you're done with it, move on to screw it. Now we have to repeat the same thing for the second switch. This one is the live in the switch one where you are going to put, where you put your switch wire. At the same time, put your live there. L live. So put your live there. Blue, and your blue one to L1, and your black to L2. Time for us to face the holder. As for the neutral connection, there are two indications. One is N and one is L. That means N is the neutral and L is the live. So you have to make sure that you put your neutral where the indication says that it's N, and you put your switch wire where indication says that it's L. Always face your neutral first. Where I say that is N. So neutral first in every connection. let's move on to the live, a switch wire L. So it's time for you to mount your holder. So I'm going to mount my holder. So it's time for you to mount your holder too. Now we are done with the lamp holder. We have to move on to the circuit breaker, where I said that it's your main switch, your main circuit board. So we are using this 2 circuit breaker for our main switch. So I said we are going to use one for the live and we are going to use one for the neutral. So always face your neutral first. Let's move on to the neutral. We are done with the neutral. Move on to the live. Now we are done with the connection of the circuit breaker or the main switch, and we are done with the connection of the switches, and we are done with the connection of the lamp holder. So it's time for us to get the power from the power source to supply this circuit to get our lights. So what we should do, we are going to bring our meter, energy meter, but we don't have an energy meter here, so I'm going to connect the power from any circuit I have here to get the power to supply this circuit. I'm going to use this 2.5 cable to supply the power to this circuit, or to get the source to supply this circuit. We use 16 mm cable to get the power for the meter. So always you have to make sure that you use 16 mm cable to get the power to supply your energy meter. I don't know about your country, or I don't know about your where you are. There's the code or the rules governed by your country. So we have to make sure that you follow your rules and codes governed by your country to use the appropriate cable to get the power for your meter or for your main switch. And at the same time, use the 16 mm to supply the main switch to get the power from the meter to the main switch. So you have to follow the same rules in your country. So let's move on to get the power to supply the circuit. The L, the red, I'm going to use the red for the live. You have to make sure you make it tight. So it's time for us to get the power for the neutral breaker. You have to make sure you tight it. Now we have get the power for the breaker. The cable we are going to use to get the power for the breaker, we have traced the cable we are going to use to get the power for the breaker. So it's time for us to go and get the power from the source I'm going to get the power from. There is power in this extension board, so I'm going to get the power from this extension board to supply the circuit. First, we have to test where there is neutral and where is live. So let's test. Now we get the power, we get the live here, and here is neutral. So that means we are going to put our neutral here, we are going to put our live here. So always neutral first. First, turn the circuit off and do your connection. So neutral first, and the second one, the live. Now we have connected the live and we have connected the neutral, so we have to go and check if there is power. Now let's see if we get the power. I have turned the extension board on, so we are here to check if we get the power from the extension board to this circuit breaker. Obviously we get the power, there is power, so now we can supply the power to this circuit and get our light. So there is power here and the neutral is alright, so everything is in the place the way we want it. Now it's time for us to put our bulb and test the circuit if everything is work as the way we want it. I'm going to use this bulb to check if everything is work the way as we want it. This holder, it serves as pin holder, and it also serves as screw type holder, so I'm going to use the screw type bulb. Now we have put our bulb inside, so we have to check if everything is work as the way we want it. It did not work. Why? Because this breaker is off. These two, the neutral breaker and the live breaker is off. So first you have to turn the breakers off before you can turn your light on and your light off. The reason why I didn't turn the breaker off, because I just want you to know that every time you have to protect your circuit. If you turn this one on if you turn the breaker on and you put your bulb inside, maybe there is a short circuit or there is a fault in your circuit, you can hurt yourself or what? You can destroy your circuit, or you can destroy someone else, or you can destroy your own house. So always you have to make sure that you follow the rules, regulation, and governed by your country, and follow the electrical safety. So first we have to turn everything on. So first you have to turn the neutral on first, and another one you have to turn the live on. So now we can check the circuit if everything is working as the way we want it. Obviously everything is working. The light is on. So let's see if we turn this switch off, we can get the light will turn off. Obviously the light is off. So let's see, we can at the same time we can use this switch to turn the light on. Obviously the light is on. So we can also use this switch to turn the light off, and you can use this one to turn it on, and at the same time you can use this one to turn it off. So that means the three-way switch, we get the three-way switch we wanted. So everything is working perfectly. So please like this video, subscribe for more content, so that if you subscribe I will get more motivated to make more videos for you. So please subscribe to Take Care Engineering for more education content. I make videos about education content, practical tutorials like what you are seeing, and make sure that you watch the video I will put on the screen. I have video about how to wire 3-gun switch and how to use the photo cell to control your outdoor lighting. So you have to make sure that you watch the video I will put on the screen. Thank you. See you next time. Take Care Engineering, current solution, future connection.
Never stop, I'll get it if I